What's up, guys? Cody Gapmeyer here with Gapmeyer Flies. It's been a while since I posted a video. Been a busy few months for me moving into my new house and the holidays and all of that. Hopefully we'll get some more good fishing content out pretty soon. My wife bought me a drone for Christmas, so that should up my game a little bit there. But I figured since it was winter, a lot of us are probably trapped inside tying. I thought it'd be fun to maybe start making some tying videos. So today I'm gonna start out with something super simple, just a flashback pheasant tail. This is the way that I always tie these. Good buddy of mine, Dallin, really likes this fly, so Dallin, this one's for you. And yeah, let's get right to it. All right, guys, here it is. The flashback pheasant tail. Hook is a size 14. Fire hole 633, tungsten copper bead, 015 lead, and we're going to use some red Vivis 14-aught for the thread. And we're going to come in right behind this lead first thing and kind of jam it up against that bead. And that's going to help us get that bead locked in place and give us a little bit of extra weight. Super simple. And then we'll tie back a little ways. And now we're going to jump right into making our tail. So for the tail, I'm going to use pheasant because this is a pheasant tail. And I'm going to grab about 4 or 5 fibers. Try to get the tips aligned as best as I can. They don't have to be perfect. And I want the tail on this to be maybe about half the length of the body here. If you got a little bit long on yourself, you can just grab them and kind of draw them back in. And I got them kind of flattened down there. That's okay. We're going to fix that right here. What I'm going to do is come down here and just throw a wrap underneath. And there we go. Nice little buggy tail. All right. Now, ribbing is going to come next. Just copper wire, small. I'm going to use brassy. Doesn't really matter. And you can change sizes depending on the size of fly you're tying. I usually tie these in 14s, 16s, 18s. You could do them in 20s. You could probably even do them in like 12s and stuff like that too if you want to get crazy. Now, just the flash. I'm using Mirage Opal Tinsel, which is really awesome stuff, especially for this fly. Just adds a really nice kind of bright pop to it. And then for the body, obviously more pheasant tail fibers. I'm going to go with about 5 or 6 of them. Cut the brittle tips off flat so I can kind of get them tied in pretty uniform here. And we'll tie those up the body. There we go. So when I'm tying in pheasant tail, I want to make sure that the wire counter ribs the pheasant fibers. It just adds good durability. So the way that I kind of do that is I'll take my pheasant fibers and I'll actually wrap them the opposite way that my thread is going. So I'll actually counter wrap these. Get those tied in nice and tight like. Boom. Now we got to pull our flash material over top, and I'll get it centered kind of where I like it and put my fingers over it. There we go. And now I can actually just take my wire Sorry, my hand's in the way for this first wrap here. But I can actually take my wire now and wrap it a more natural way. Just the way my thread's going up over top. And that will counter rib those pheasant tail fibers so that they're nice and locked in. And then we'll just helicopter our wire out of there. Now I kind of left this flash here, and what I'll do is just tie it in back to where I'm gonna start, you know, my thorax and my wing case and stuff, because that's gonna end up going up over the top. And leaving it in one piece like that will actually have it kind of double tied in and just make it a little more durable. Now we're gonna do our legs and wing case, and for that I need just kind of a bigger bundle than what I've pulled before, maybe 10 or 12 fibers of the pheasant tail. And I'm gonna take and measure those out so they're maybe just slightly shorter than, oh come on, just slightly shorter than the body, and tie that stuff back. And we'll leave these butts hanging off the back here because those are going to end up pulling over top to be our wing case. And then kind of our last material is just some pheasant, or not some pheasant, but some peacock rather. I'm going to grab 2 peacock curls. I'm going to cut the brittle kind of tips off of them and tie them in just like so. Nice and tight. There we go. And then I'm going to take them and just give them a little bit of a twist. I don't want to twist them up super tight to where I break them, but I do want to twist them together a little bit. There we go. You'll have to pardon if I bump this camera. I'm just trying to get used to tying with the camera in front of me. So here we go. And I'll snip that. And we're getting there. Now we're going to take all these crazy legs, pull them down, and wrap up over the top. And then we'll take our wing case, pull it over, nice and flat. Make sure it's tied in good. There we go. And then last, but certainly not least, the flash. And I always like to make sure it's kind of running down the middle. And now, before we get to cutting stuff away, we'll just kind of give her a whip finish. Boom. And boom. There we go. I might have gone just a skosh long on the legs, but that's okay. I don't think the fish will care too much. Now you could fish it just like this. You could put some head cement on the thread wraps. I'm just gonna go with a little dab of some thin UV and just kind of shape that over the top. That'll actually give us a little extra shine. We'll kind of let that settle in, maybe spread it around a little. It'll give it a little extra shine, but it'll also, the best thing about it is that it's gonna add that, you know, kind of glued in durability that we want for this fly. And then we're just gonna give that a zap, you know, 10-15 seconds. And there's our finished flashback pheasant tail. That right there is a super effective Super durable bug. And when you get tie-in, you can really actually crank out quite a few of them pretty fast. Awesome for droppers, awesome for nymph and deep. So anyways, that's the fly. Happy New Year's, guys. Thanks for watching. Hoping to get some more fishing videos out soon. And if this is your first time on the channel, if you like what you saw, give us a thumbs up and subscribe. Anyways, thanks and see you next time.